Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to Ultravision Academy. So, this is 12th Science English Medium subject Computer. In the previous video, we have studied about variables and their data types. So, next is literals. As you might have seen previously, we were discussing about the various words, various tokens related to Java. So these are data types, variables. These two we have seen previously, and now we have to see literals. So a literal is a constant value in Java. So whatever value that we cannot change, that is known as constant, or we can say literal. For example, the value of pi. The value of pi doesn't change, it remains constant. So same way, whatever numbers we are using, these numbers are literals, or you can say constants. Remember, a name used for constant value is known as literal in Java. There are 4 types of literals available in Java. These are character literals, string literals, number literals, and boolean literals. So among these, let's see the first one, numeric literals, number literals. When we are talking about a number, it can be either integer or real number. So in integer literals, there are various types of literals available. There is a wide variety. Literals that are whole numbers. Java allows decimal, octal, and hexadecimal, and also Unicode integer literals. So when we are talking about integer literals, there are various types. Either we can declare it as decimal or octal or hexadecimal, or Unicode literal, Unicode integer literal. Ordinary integers such as 457, these are the decimal integer literals. So whatever number we type directly, it will be considered as decimal literal. It means our decimal numbering system literal. So it can be either integer type of byte type, short type, or any data type. Remember, a decimal integer literal larger than integer is automatically of type long. As we have seen 8 primitive data types. Among these, 4 data types, first 4 data types were used to store integer. And among integer values, integer data types, the longest is long data type. It allows a very large amount of data, a very large number to get stored inside it. So we can force a smaller number to be a long by appending an L or small l. So normally, whenever you type any number, numeric literal, if it is small number, then automatically either it will give byte type or short type. But if you want to make it forcefully long type, then you have to use L. For example, 4L, either L in small or capital, doesn't matter. Negative integers are preceded by minus sign. For example, minus 45. So all these are the literals for numeric, for decimal numbering system. But now suppose if you want to declare a literal that is of octal type, then for octal numbers use only the digit 0. So instead of writing just 7, you have to write 07. Same way for 45, if you write 045, then this is octal 45 and not decimal 45 number. So literal 045 represents octal integer, but remember whose decimal number value is 37. So our 37 number is represented as 45 in octal, and in Java if you want to make it octal literal, then you have to give 045. Same way hexadecimal numbering system we can use. So hexadecimal numbers use 16 digits, as we have studied previously that there are 0 to 9 digits, and for 10 to 15 A, B, C, D, E, F alphabets are used. So if you want to declare hexadecimal literal, then you have to give 0x. Either you can give in capital or small, doesn't matter. So 0 and then capital or small x, and then you have to give any number, then it will be considered as hexadecimal literal. Next is Unicode literal. Unicode literal consists of /u followed by 4 hexadecimal digits. Remember, if you want to declare a literal that is of Unicode type in integer, then you have to include /u. For example, the character literal /u00E9 represents the Unicode character, that is an E, accent E, that is used for logarithm actually. So if you give /u00E9, then it will print E. See, in Java 7 version, Java 7 also supports binary numbers. So if you want to declare binary literal, then you have to use 0b, either b in capital or small, as prefix in a number. So 0b10110, this will be considered as binary literal and not decimal. Remember, this is not 10,110. This is actually 10110, that is written in binary. So remember, 4 types of literals: numeric, character, string and boolean. Inside numeric, 2 types of literals are there: integer literals and real number literals. In integer, there is wide variety. Either you can declare it as decimal or octal number or hexadecimal or Unicode number. And remember, in Java 7 version, there is also a facility to declare binary literal. Now real number literal. Real number literals are called floating point literals. These numbers can be represented using 2 types of notations: standard and scientific. So whatever number we write directly, for example, say suppose 12.37, then this is standard literal. But scientific notation, it means 12.3737 into 10 raised to 110. This type of notation is known as scientific notation. In Java, floating point literal by default is of double type. To make a literal of type float, we have to append f. So if you have to create a literal that is of float type, then just directly giving 1.2, it will not create literal of float type. By default, it will take it as double type. So if you want to convert it into float, then you have to give 1.2f. Then it will take it as float type. So these are the numeric literals. Here the example is given. You can see it shows mistake here. So error code 1, exit code 1 is given. Float rate 10.2, just 10.2 is given. Rate is equal to 10.2. but the data type used is float type. So here it will create error. It is because if you want to give literal floating float data type, then you have to include f. So 10.2f you have to give. Next is boolean literal. For the type boolean, there are precisely two literals, true and false. Actually, there are two values, true and false. These literals are to be typed without quotes. Remember, true or false you have to give without quotes directly. They represent value and not variables. Boolean values occur most often as the values of conditional expressions. So when we are using if type of statement, either it will give answer in yes or no, means true or false. See, remember, in C language, 0 is treated as false and non-zero value is treated as true. In Java, literals true and false are not associated with any numeric value. That is in C language only. Now next is character literals. Character literals are expressed by single character surrounded by single quote. This is about single character. So whenever we have to represent single character, then we have to use single quote, and if there is a string, then you have to use double quote. So small a hash sign or 3, this is not digit actually. Here it is considered as a single character. Characters are stored in 16-bit Unicode character. Certain special characters have special literals that use backslash. So using backslash and then single character, it represents a special type of character. For example, /n represents new line. See how, I'll show you. For example, there is a statement written here, Ultra Vision Academy. So if you use, let's execute this first. Clear output, compile, and then go. So here you can see Ultra Vision Academy. All these words are printed on the same line. But if you use /n after Ultra Vision, then what happens? Let's see. Will not clear the screen. Tools, compile again, and then tools, go option. So here you can see the difference. It prints academy on the next line. That is because /n is given. So /n is a new line character. All these are escape characters. Remember the word. All these are known as escape characters. So /n, another is /t. /t is for tab space, then /b for backspace, /r, that is carriage return. Actually, carriage return is similar to new line character. Then /f, that is for form feed, it means new page. So if you want to print something on new page, leaving the page blank, leaving the current page blank, then you can use /f option. See here, you have to use backslash and not forward slash. So backslash sign is known as escape character. Now if there is a need to print backslash itself, then we have to use backslash twice. So say suppose in the program, if we need to print address, say the address is, and then C drive /soft. But backslash, if you want to print, then you have to give twice. So let's save this file, then compile, and then go option. So here you can see it prints C drive backslash soft. So if you want to print backslash sign itself, then you have to give twice. Same way, if there is a need to print single quote sign, then you have to use backslash single quote. Say for example, this is now we need to print ultravision inside single quote. So backslash single quote ultra vision, then again backslash single quote, give save option, again tools, compile, and then go. So you can see here the ultravision is written inside single quote. Same way, if you want to write this inside double quote, then you have to use double quote sign with forward slash, backslash. So backslash double quote, here also backslash double quote, compile, execute. So you can see here it has been printed using double quote. Same way, if you want to print octal number, then you have to use backslash, then 3 digit. Same way, backslash x and then digit for hexadecimal number. And now if you want to print Unicode character, say some special character, then you have to use /u and then 4 digit number. For example, if you give /u2122, then it will print trademark symbol TM. So let's see this. Now let's remove all this. This is ultra vision, and now we need to print trademark symbol. So for that you have to give /u2122. So again save it, tools. First of all we will clear the output. So clear output, then compile, then go. So here it has printed trademark symbol TM, you can see. So all these are the literals. Remember, there are four types of literals: numeric literals, then character literals, boolean literals, and string literal. So 4 types of literals are there: number, character, string, and boolean. Inside numeric literal there are 2, integer and real. Inside integer literal there is wide variety. Either you can print a number in octal, decimal, hexadecimal, or Unicode character. And remember, in Java 7 there is also a facility to print binary number. In real number literal there are 2 varieties: standard notation and scientific notation. Boolean literal there are only 2 varieties. Either you can give answer in true or false. Whereas character literal is known as backslash, or you can say escape sequence. Now next is comments. See, comments in a program are for human readers only. See, comments work only in source code. It is not available in object code. So when you are opening your program to read it, you can put some comments there while creating, so that you can come to know for what purpose you have created the program. So they are entirely ignored by the computer. Comments are important to make the program easy to understand for everyone. Java supports following types of comments. There are 3 types of comments. Single line comment. So double forward slash sign is known as single line comment. say suppose here if you want to put any comment, then you can give like this double forward slash, and then this line is just to print something on screen. So when enter is given, this comment gets completed. File save, tools compile, tools go. So there is no effect of comment on program's output. This is just for our understanding, and it it can be seen inside source code only. When you convert it into object code, the comments are not there. So this is single line comment. Next is multi-line comment. Multi-line comment starts with forward slash start, forward slash star, and then gets completed using star forward slash. So slash star star slash. Whatever information you write in between slash star and star slash, that is considered as multi-line comment. So let's write something. This program is just for practice purpose. If you press enter, then also this comment gets continued. So this is multi-line comment. It gets completed when you give star slash. After that, whatever you write, it will not consider as comment. And comment, whatever comment you have written, that is displayed in green color, you can see here. If your SCITE doesn't show this type of colors, then you can select language Java option, so that it can come to know that whatever code you are writing, that is of Java. If you have selected any other option, then it will not display color. For that you have to select language Java option, then only it will display color. So single line comment, that is double forward slash sign. Multi-line comment, that is slash star star slash. And third is documentation comment. Actually this is similar to multi-line. So for that you have to give slash star star, and then at last you have to give star slash. Slash star star, it means you can give several star symbols for designing. So just you can write it in some attractive manner. And that is why this is known as documentation comment. It means it is used to make the document look good. Next is expression. Expression are an essential part of programming. Expression means whatever statement we are writing for various types of calculations or using logic. The basic building blocks of expressions are literals, variables, and function calls. Recall that a function is a subroutine that returns a value. We can create a function inside program, and whenever we want, we can call the function to get executed. So in an expression, we can use literals, variables, function calls also. Simple expression can be literal, a variable, a function call, and more complex expressions can be built up by using operators to combine simpler expressions. So now let's see what is operator. There are various types of operators available in Java. Operators include arithmetic operators like plus, minus, star, that is for multiplication, forward slash, that is for division, and this % sign is known as modulus operator. Modulus operator is used to give remainder as an answer. Remember, it gives remainder as an answer. Then comparison operators like less than, greater than, equal to. Logical operators like and, or, not. When several operators appear in an expression, there is a question of precedence with which determines how the operators are grouped for evaluation. For example, in the expression a plus b star c, b star c means b multiplied by b c is computed first. That is because of the BODMAS rule in mathematics. As you might have studied previously, that in mathematics there is a rule named BODMAS. It means whatever equation you have given inside bracket, that will get executed first. BODMAS means brackets first, then division, then multiplication. Actually, in between these two, division and multiplication, whatever is done first doesn't matter. But after that, addition and subtraction is done. So this rule also works here. That is known as its precedence. So if the equation is given this way, a plus b multiplied by c, then b multiplied by c will be done first, and then it will be added into a. We say that multiplication has higher precedence than addition. If the default precedence is not what we want, we can use parentheses, means brackets, to explicitly specify the grouping. So for example, if you want to do calculation a plus b first, then you have to write into brackets. Remember, in Java there are 5 different types of operators available. These are arithmetic operators, comparison operators, logical operators, conditional operator, and assignment operator. So let's see the first one, arithmetic operators. These operators are plus, minus, star for multiplication, forward slash for division, and modulus. See how all these operators work. So modulus operator gives remainder as an answer. 8 divided by 3 it will do, and it will give remainder as an answer. It gives remainder after division where quotient is an integer value. So if the number is a real number, then result also it will give in real. So these are the arithmetic operators. You can create this program in your SCIT. So here x variable is created, that is of short type. Next is y variable, that is of integer type, and a and b, 2 variables of float type. See, when value you are assigning, at that time you have to give f at the end of the number. Then you can use various equations. These are the expressions, and accordingly it will give the answer. So you can check the arithmetic operators. Now let's see unary operators. Actually there are 2 unary operators, plus plus and minus minus. these are also called increment and decrement operators. So when we are using increment and decrement operators, means plus plus and minus minus, there are 4 varieties. Either you can give plus plus a, so that is known as pre-increment. If you give a plus plus, then that is known as post increment. Same way, minus minus a is known as pre decrement, and a minus minus is known as post decrement. So 4 varieties are there. Now how these operators work, let's see. Plus plus adds 1 to a variable and minus minus subtracts 1 from the variable. So simple equations we are using. Say suppose there is a variable a is equal to 50. We have assigned value 50 to variable a. To declare the variable as integer, you can give like this: integer a 50. Now a is equal to a plus 1. It means you are making one increment in variable a. So the next value of a will be 51. So after this statement, a is equal to a plus 1, the value of a becomes 51. Instead of this, you can use either a plus plus, or you can use plus plus a. So this just increases the one value in variable. Same way, instead of using a is equal to a minus 1, you can use minus a minus minus, or you can use minus minus a. But actually there is a difference between these two, a minus minus and minus minus a. Same way, a plus plus and plus plus a. So let's see what is the difference between these two. We will take two variables. A is equal to 5, integer a is equal to 5, integer b is equal to 3, suppose, and let's create third variable, integer c. Now c is equal to a plus 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 b, a plus 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 b. Actually here this is post increment variable, post increment a plus plus. Post increment, it means this increment will be done after expression, after the expression gets evaluated. So at this current position, the value of a will be taken 5, the value of b will be taken 3, then it will be added inside c, so the value of c will become 8, and then it will increase the value of a, so the next value of a will become 6. This is known as post increment. Now let's take another example. For example, c is equal to minus minus a plus b plus plus. So while calculating the value of c, the value of a will be minus 1. It is because minus minus a is given. It is because before evaluating this function, it will decrease the value of variable a. So the value of variable a will be 4. then the value of b will be 3. It is because b plus plus is given. It means post increment. So the increment will be done after the calculation. Now normally a plus b we have to do, so 4 plus 3, it means 7. The value of c will be 7, and then it will do one increment inside variable b. So the next value of variable b will be 4. So you can say that after this equation, the value of a variable will be 4, the value of b variable will be 4, and the value of c variable will be 7. So this is how unary operators work. You can create a program and you can check the values accordingly. So arithmetic operators, inside arithmetic operators there is a variety unary operators, plus plus and minus minus. Next is comparison operator. See, comparison operators are double equal to, not equal to, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to. See, for equal to we have to give double equal to sign, and actually there is a difference between equal to and double equal to. If you write a is equal to 50, then this is assignment operator equal to. It means it assigns 50 value to variable a. But if you give a double equal to 50, then this is not assignment. Actually it compares the value 50 with a, and you cannot use statement this statement directly. You have to use this statement inside if. So if a is double equal to 50, it means if the value of a is 50, then what to do? So it doesn't assign 50 value to variable a, but instead of that it compares the value of a with 50. Same way not equal to. So if a double equal to b, it means is a equal to b, a not equal to b, it means if is a not equal to b. Same way less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to. Next is logical operators. Actually there are several logical operators, but here we have to study 4 logical operators: AND, OR, XOR and NOT. See, for AND in Java you have to use double ampersand sign. For OR operator you have to use double pipe sign. For XOR you have to use caret sign, and for NOT operator you have to use exclamation sign. See, there is a difference between not and not equal to. Not equal to compares two numbers, whereas not, just not, it makes the sentence, a statement, negative. Here the example is given: if x double equal to 0 and y double equal to 0, it means it compares if both the values are equal to 0 or not, and if both the variable x and y's values are equal to 0, then the entire equation becomes true. Same way, OR means if any of these two is true, then it becomes true. Let's see through example. Say suppose x is equal to 0. We have created a variable x of integer type and we have assigned value 0. Same way, integer y is equal to 0. Now if x double equal to 0 AND operator, y double equal to 0. So here this entire statement becomes true. But suppose the value of y is 1. So here this first x is equal to 0, that is true, but y is not 0. But we have connected both this using AND operator. It means if both these conditions become true, then only the entire condition becomes true. So here this will return false. Now say suppose we have connected both these equations using OR operator. OR operator means any of these two conditions, any one of these two conditions become true, then it will give true. So here x, the value of x is 0, that is true, but value of y is not 0, this is false. But any one is true, so this will return true. So this is the difference between AND operator and OR operator. Remember, AND operator gives true if both the operands are true. If both the operands are true, and OR operator gives false if both the operands are false. If both are false, then only OR will give false, otherwise it will give true. The third is NOT operator. So let's see how NOT operator works. NOT operator requires only one operand. Suppose x is equal to 0. So we are not taking this y part. If not exclamation sign, if not x double equal to 0. Say suppose first we remove this. If x double equal to 0, then it is true. It means x the value of x is 0. But this means if value of x is not 0, then it becomes false because it is 0. The fourth is XOR. For that we have to use caret sign. Remember, it returns true only if its operands are different. It means one is true and another is false. Then it will give true. So in this case, say suppose x double equal to 0 caret y double equal to 0. So here both must be different. It means the first operand is true. It is because we have given the value of x 0. X 0 is true. But y is not 0, it is 1. So if both are different, then it will give true. But if both are similar, then it will give false. So that is XOR. So we will keep up to this. Thank you.